Alright, I think I got everything straightened out. Man. Boy, let me tell you, I slept for like 6 hours when I got home. Whew, I was tired. Oh, you want the playlist? There's this channel on YouTube called it's not Chilled Cow, but it's just called Chill Hop Music. And they have tons of good they have like tons of good compilations you can listen to. Oh, you want a link? Here's the actual link to the radio station, but you can check out the shit they got. This is stuff I like to listen. But alright, so now that I got like 5 hours of sleep, I wanted to do this earlier, like at 12:30, but man, that shit was not gonna happen. It was hard getting up. But the trip to New York was pretty good. It was good. So I'll start from the beginning. I've never flown before. So flying, that was the hardest part. Doing the first flight, that shit was like nerve-wracking. I was able to, damn man, this shit was like rough. I ended up like I ended up like doing my best to not fall asleep on the plane, because I wanted to like acclimate myself to flying, because I had to fly back, right? But the Delta flight was really good. It was pretty easy. Nothing really went wrong. I got there on time. Everything was perfect. No mishaps. It was pretty much the optimal flight. No crying children. No one talking to me. I just chilled on my phone. Flew to fucking New York City. Got there. Met Marco for the first time. That guy was pretty cool. He picked me up, and then we had to float around for a little bit because we were also waiting on Goro. So Goro, he arrives, but not in my airport. He showed up at the other airport, and so we drove around, and finally, so Goro was the guy that was supposed to like come and do Space Detective's dirty work. And we had no idea what he looked like, because he's not like, he doesn't have social media presence or anything. He didn't have any like anything. Like all we know is that he was good as fuck and he was from West Coast. But we had no idea what he looked like. I'd never seen him play. It was all mysteries. I asked Marco, like, do you even know what the fuck he looks like? He's like, I hope he wears like a Tomcat hat or some shit. So we were praying he was wearing like a Tom and Jerry hat or a shirt or something. But we pulled around and we finally found him, and I took one look at that guy. I could tell. I was like, this is gonna be a good time. This guy got good vibes written all over him. And little did I know, that was gonna be my good buddy for the rest of the weekend. So I'm glad Space Detective sent his ass, because that guy was cool. That was probably one of the, it's not like I'm trying to make tears on like people, but since I was around Goro the entire time, I think he was one of the most pleasant people to be around. Like, it could have been like just being able to chill. We had no issues. We literally just hung out the whole time. It was great. The only problem was that we had to play each other so much. But yeah, so we grabbed Goro, And I'm like, so we going to the next level? Turns out Bato's been asleep for like 6 hours or some shit. And it's like 1 o'clock or like 2 o'clock. So we fucking go all the way back to Marco's place to get Bato. And he's still asleep. It's like 2 in the morning. It's like 2 p.m. And he was still asleep. What's up, Will? Dude, it was like 1 p.m. Don't be like fudging numbers. It was like 1 p.m. Don't be fudging numbers. It was like 1 p.m. All that matters is that the motherfucker was asleep when we got there. Look, even if it was 12 o'clock, come on, man. We pick up Bato. I get to finally meet Bato. And that guy's a memer. we rode around New York City, and the whole ride, Marco's like trying to be like serious tourist guide, and then fucking Bato just can't resist the meme the whole damn thing, and he just keeps like making references to dumb shit the whole time. But it made it funny, you know. We gotta chill and just relax and watch the whole damn New York City with Bato's dumbass commentary. You gotta see all kinds of cool shit. He took us to took us to the bridges. He took us to what's up, Tactics? Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I worked hard on that damn. I did my best for sure. But anyway, we got taken to Manhattan, and me and Goro's first time to New York was there, right? So we were just trying to absorb everything as fast as we could, and we couldn't find a place to park and relax, so we just drove around Times Square, and I got to see it. I mean, it's whatever. I'm not like a super tourist or anything. It was cool seeing in person though. I mean, them screens on the wall, on the fucking buildings, that's pretty cool. But I don't really care too much about it. We ended up going to a little game store, and he said it was like one of the best game stores in like New York, and they had all kinds of really cool shit, like good stuff for fight sticks and shit like that. And we explored that game store for a while, and I found like a sealed copy of Taiko no Tatsujin for the PS2. That shit was like $45 or some shit like that, and like online it's like $78, $80. I bought that shit. I bought that shit immediately. Took that shit with me. And then I had to figure out how the fuck I was gonna get it in my bag back home. But I figured it out. But I was happy. That was cool. It was also cool to see what kind of games they had. And they had all kinds of cool imports and shit. But we hung out there for a little bit. I got to know Gore a little bit better too. We were all just talking and shit. Then we packed it up, head back to the L to the L Hotel. So the hotel's name was the L Hotel. I couldn't believe it was called the L Hotel. This shit was amazing. That shit was amazing. The L Hotel. If you want to talk about what the place you don't want to fucking stay, no, okay. Scratch that. The L Hotel was amazing. Like the guy who ran it, it was really cool. He kept popping into Next Level to watch us play because he'd never seen some shit like this before. He was a really cool guy. But you don't want to stay at a place called the L Hotel while you're trying to compete. It's almost asking to get your ass kicked. It was pretty bad. I was like, damn, the L Hotel? It couldn't have been called like the W Hotel? It could have been. It was crazy. But the guy was dope. The guy who ran the front was cool. The rooms were nice and clean. It was really nice. Everything was, the bathroom was good. And then we found out, me and Goro found out, like, it was gonna be me, Guzman, and Diddy all in the same room. And I was like, oh shit. But they weren't gonna show up till the next day. So me and Goro were able to enjoy ourselves for the most part. And then Goro came later that night, if I remember correctly. Because we didn't have to share the bed with anybody, I don't think. No, we did. We had to share with Guzman. He was there. But yeah, the L Hotel. Oh, the DMV fighting the network. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. I did my best at Lunar Bout. I watched y'all. I wanted to go back to read y'all's comments in the chat. I appreciate y'all's support. Did I buy any keychains? Dude, I couldn't find any vendors of anything. It's crazy. I wanted to buy stuff, but I couldn't find any vendors. Oh shit, thanks for the follow, Tactics. Oh, so that's his Initial Drives account. Alright. Yeah, it was nice meeting you too, Initial Drive. It was pretty dope. But yeah, so what was I saying? I lost my thought. I was talking about the L Hotel. Oh. Oh shit, thanks for the follow, Nako fan. I thought you already followed me. We had talked so much. But yeah, so the we went to Next Level. I got to see Next Level for the first time in person, and it was way smaller than I thought it was. I walked inside, I was like, damn, this place is kind of small to what it feels like when you watch it on stream. Little did I know, there's a fucking dungeon underneath the damn place where there's no cellular phone service. Like, it's like an actual dungeon for video games. That shit's fucked up. You go down there, the cell phone service is gone. But me, I explored Next Level, talked to some guys. Henry Sen. You know, I'm not gonna talk shit about this is not a shit talk thing about Henry Sen, but I did have to pay the venue fee for that day, even though I was there for the exhibition. That shit was wild. But I had already been told ahead of time that, you know, that's just how he is. And I didn't have to do it again, you know, for Saturday or Sunday. But I thought it was bullshit. Because if I'm competing in the exhibition, why the fuck am I paying for a venue fee? What do you want? I could have just as easily said, fuck that shit. I'm not paying this shit. Fuck the exhibition. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to. I've never been, so I didn't want to give no fucking problems. So I was like, whatever. How much was that fee? That shit was $10 fucking. That shit was an entire venue fee. Like that, it wasn't no $5. That shit was $10. That was a fucking. That was a large Baconator combo at fucking Wendy's. Gone. But yeah, that shit was whack. I just let him have it because, like I said, I've never been, so I was like, fuck it, man. I don't want to cause a stir. Let me I let that shit go fast. I didn't think about it too much. I was just like, whatever. I've never been to Next Level. Here's $10. Here's my my pittance for you for all the shit that's came out of Next Level. And so I hung around. And I ended up playing a bunch of guys for a little bit, but I still had to do the exhibition with Goro. And the exhibition with Goro was scheduled later behind the KOF stuff, so we had to like we just had to chill and just find casuals for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But eventually the KOF stuff wrapped up. The team tournament was like mostly completed, and they put it aside for the next day. So I was the first exhibition. I thought for sure that Guzman was gonna be the first exhibition for Goro, because that was the whole thing in the first place. But it turned out, I guess I was the fucking first guy. So luckily, I got a lot of sets in with. I got to play Jacko. I got to do the thing to Vato again. Vato was like, "Nah, man, you didn't 16 for me," and then like I 16-5'd him again. That man was like, obviously, I after like the first 10, he just checked out. He just started doing really dumb shit. He just started doing like bursting like every first round, regardless of strategy, and just SSMing. So I know after a while he just said whatever, but still, you know, it is what it is. But I ended up after playing Vato warmed me up pretty good. Playing Jacko. Playing those two warmed me up pretty good. So I went into the exhibition with Goro, and dude, I was not ready for that shit at all. I had never played a Yoshitora that good ever, and who was like patient. That was the real kicker right there. I was like, damn, this guy is trying to kill me. So he showed me a lot of stuff. Like he was able to whiff punish my 5B with fucking Botan. He knew when to jump. He had all these empty jump mix-ups. He showed me how busted his weapon flipping technique is. That shit was cheap. And I was like doing regular Tam shit. I had no like extra like tricks up my sleeve. I just had to win with buttons. So I got like mollywop for a little bit, but I ended up figuring out like how to like maintain him, and during the like my third game, I maintained my my momentum, and I was able to close it out luckily. But that guy was gross. Like that shit was I was like, dude, if this guy is like one guy from West Coast, I thought about it. I was like, damn. I'm like, Andy's gonna be good too. I'm like, this guy's really good, and I know for a fact Andy's gonna be really good too. And Diddy Mokov. I'm like, I got my work cut out for me now, for sure. Because Goro's like showed me for reals, he's like, this shit's gonna be tough. And I ended up winning. I think it was partially luck that I won. Oh shit. Okay, so I forgot. So apparently I have 400 followers now. So thanks, guys. Backup fan was the 400 followers. I didn't realize that. I just looked up and saw. Cool stuff. 400 real followers too. I started off with like only 100 followers, and they were like pity followers from like back when I asked people to follow me just because. But I gained a lot of followers recently from just playing very well, so it feels good. But anyway, that guy opened my eyes like crazy. I was like, damn, this fucking guy. And so I watched him play Guzman. When I watched him play Guzman just looked like he wasn't like, he claims he wasn't like, he was trying to put on a show, and that's why he lost, or he wasn't trying that hard. But, you know, I don't know how much of that is true. I'll take his word for it. But, you know, if it was me, I would never want to lose some shit like that. Maybe I'm not humble enough, but I don't want to ever like say I could beat somebody and then like get 5-3'd, you know, like in front of everyone. I would try my damnedest, because then it's gonna just make you look like a fraud. But I'm not saying he's a fraud or anything. I'm just saying it's not a good look, especially if no one, obviously only me and Goro, he told us that, right? He told us, hey, you know, I wasn't like whatever, like I was trying to show off. That's what I was trying to do. We know that, but no one, I don't know how many other people know that. So like, you know, it's not good. It's not good. I tried my hardest. I poured all my blood into that fucking like exhibition. I was like, I'm cashing out. But I mean, he didn't really show off. I don't think. I don't know. I didn't really see nothing too crazy. The other Shizu, the one from Canada, he did a lot of crazy stuff. That guy showed off a little bit. The TSF guy, he did a lot of pretty cool taps on the JCs on Yoshitora. But anyway, so Guzman lost to Goro. I beat Goro. And we're all in the same room. But we're all getting along. Guzman was a cool guy. Guzman's super cool too. So, you know, it was real chill. Even though we all had to play each other, it was real chill. We all slept. No, that's not where this shit ends. Let me tell you about what happened that night. So, that night, I went to, I wanted some food, man. Dude, I had not eaten shit. I ate like a bagel at like 11. And it was like 1. And I'm talking about one bagel. I'm not talking about like a bagel breakfast dinner, like complete with all the trimmings. This shit was just a singular bagel with like egg. It was good, but that shit was not filling all the way. You know, I just it was just a bagel with orange juice. And at fucking like 2 a.m., I'm like, bro, we gotta eat, man. I'm like, I look at Goro, I'm like, look, do you want to get some fucking food right now? And we found out like almost everywhere is closed at 2 a.m. on that day anyway. It wasn't, so we just kept walking. And I ended up finding out there was a McDonald's up the street. I'm like, fuck, man, 2 a.m. McDonald's in Brooklyn. And I'm like, fuck it, dude. Let's just get this fucking 2 a.m. McDonald's in Brooklyn. And we went there, man, dude. So so he ordered his food, and I ordered my food. But I was hungry, so I was about to chomp on some trash. So I was like, okay, look. Give me a 20-piece nugget. I wanted 2 double cheeseburgers. And that's all I wanted. I was hungry. Like, I was starving. I'm like, I'm about to eat this shit and pass out. And I asked the lady, I was like, so 20-piece nugget. And do you guys still do the $3 two double cheeseburger deal? Because they had like 2 for $3. And she was like, I speak Spanish, right? And she was Latino, but she was speaking English to everyone else. So I thought she was like following. And she just kind of like nodded her head. I was like, okay, I'll take 2. I'll take 2 double cheeseburgers for $3. Man, let me tell you, when I got that fucking bag, I wasn't paying attention to how much she charged me too. That was like a $17 charge. I wasn't even paying attention at all because I was so fucking hungry. And I took the fucking bag back to start eating. There was 2 double cheeseburgers, 2 small fries, a large fry, and 20 nuggets. I was like, dude, I can't eat all this shit. I can't eat 2 small fries, a large fry, and fucking 2 fucking burgers. And I had to pay for that shit. So I ended up paying like $3 more than I had planned. But either way, I ate the 2 burgers. I ate the 20 nuggets. Them nuggets were like, them nuggets were on the heat lamp. Like, I could taste it. That motherfucker was like, that shit was dry. I mean, it was like thin. Like the chicken had become like cardboard thin from just how long it had been on the heat lamp. But you know, it's like 1 a.m. So it's just what it is. They ain't gonna make any fresh shit at 1 a.m. So I ate the burgers and the damn chicken nuggets, and I just was like, "Oh, do you want some fucking fries, man?" I ate my large fry. I gave him my other fry, and I just threw the last fry in the trash. And we packed it up and walked home. And it's crazy because, like, before I left, I was kind of warned to not walk around late at night in Brooklyn or like in New York in general because, you know, you might get robbed or some shit. But repeatedly I was told that shit was gentrified now over there and there's not so much crime. And we walked, dude. I was out in New York at like 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. and 2 a.m. like that little period of time, dude. I was walking around New York City around that time like every single night, and I had no problems. I didn't see no people giving other people problems. So I don't know, maybe things are a little different up there now, but there's a lot of nice shit there where we were at. But anyway, we sleep, we wake up, it's Saturday, we gotta do our games. And I wake up and we're trying to figure out where the fuck we're gonna eat. And we get up, and I think we go to this place called Industrial City Foods Court, and they have all this shit inside that you can eat, and they have like several food places to eat, and almost none of them were open at 11. So we ended up just going to the one place that was open. It was like this bistro, and it was super good. That sandwich was amazing, man. That shit was good. That shit was so damn good. I wanted to go back and get it again, but I never really got the time to go back and eat there again, because I started eating with everyone else. But we ate that shit, popped back to do our pools, and I watched like the most craziest pools of Samurai Showdown I've ever seen. I've never seen so much passion. There was so much passion for everything. Like the DMV guys, that shit was crazy. Watching J-Dash play was crazy. Watching AO is Dave play was crazy. Fucking what was another crazy one? Watching Sonic Soul, that was kind of crazy too. Jade Ink was like the biggest surprise. I had no idea how good he was, but he was very solid for what I had anticipated. He handled like a lot of matches very good, and I don't know, it was pretty good. And that morning, pools was streamed, right? So y'all got to see that shit. Well, comes to find out, my pool is not gonna get streamed, and Pool D's not gonna get streamed. So I was like, fuck, man. My friends really want to watch my pools. So in like 15 minutes, I figured out how to live stream from my phone. It took 15 minutes. Like I did it fast because like I'm pretty good at like with OBS now, and the overlay for Streamlabs is like the same as OBS. So but the thing is that the first time I used the Twitch app, and it was trash. I used the Twitch app to stream my shit, and it was trash. But no. I had used the Twitch app earlier, and then somebody, I can't remember who exactly told me, somebody with much wisdom told me, that app is trash, use the Streamlabs app. And I used the Streamlabs app. Oh yeah, it was you, Will. Someone told me that shit was trash, and Will was right. That shit was trash. Streamlabs is twice as good. So Will came in clutch for y'all in this point, because that other app was trash. And so I used the Streamlabs app, and that shit was twice as good. And so I streamed my matches for my guys, and I wasn't paying attention too much because obviously I'm trying to get my tournament shit done. Man, I had the motherfucker on mute the whole time until like near the end, because it took Bates texting me to like unmute it. So I streamed Pool C muted. Damn, except for the last part. And but I had become really good at it. So like the next one, I was able to mess with the settings to get like a smooth frame rate so that y'all could watch the Pool D with it not looking too horrible. And it turned out really good. The Pool D stream was perfect. Y'all got to see like 100 Yoshitora matches, but it was great. That pool was fucked up, man. I don't know who put that pool together. All of the Yoshitora players were in one pool. So A3 the Religion had to play fucking Goro, And then Goro had to fight. No, Aru was in that pool too. But he didn't have to fight Aru then. He was scheduled to fight him the next day until they fucking moved all the shit around. But he ended up fighting him anyway, crazily enough. And yeah, Pool D was crazy. There was a lot of killers in Pool D. A3 just didn't make it out. He was the one Yoshitoro who didn't climb out. And then watching Ghost came straight from fucking work, man. He was like, I could tell he was on tilt a little bit. He was just like, I'm here straight from work. I gotta get these pulls done. And he got out. So good for him. I hate seeing people like struggle to go from work to the tournament and they compete immediately. That shit's fucked up. It's really hard to do that. Really hard. I used to do it all the time, man. It's hard to get in the right mindset and be ready. You don't have no time for warms or nothing. What's up, Solid Smoke? What's the next tournament? I guess technically it's final round for me because I can't afford to go anywhere. I don't have much money, right? So like I can't go anywhere. Like I literally can't afford to travel. Like all my money was spent on this New York trip, and it was only even possible because of Marco. If Marco didn't like give me the sweet deal, I would not be able to go to shit. But luckily he hooked me up and I was able to go to this thing. If it wasn't for him, I would have never went. And I never would have been able to fight Andy and Goro and like see how good I am, or like how where I place anyway in my mind. And I think thanks to Marco, I know exactly where I stand. And that to me was very important. But I'll figure it out, man. If there's nothing else in April, the thing is there was a Annihilations in New Jersey. Man, y'all about to bring me back up there again? Man, I mean, thanks for the follow, Solid Smoke. That's just so, dude, y'all trying to get me killed on these damn planes, man. Y'all trying to kill me on these planes. I never even formed before until recently. Yeah, good games, man. Good games. It was nice meeting you, man. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. I'll put a pin on that one because otherwise I'll talk about transportation for a long time. But anyway, the fuck, man. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about Ghost. He had a struggle, but he made it out. Oh yeah, where I stand, yeah, that too. Yeah, thanks to Marco, I know where I stand. I think I'm actually pretty fucking good now. Really, I went to watch the matches with Andy, and those were so fucking close, man. Really, there were a lot of matches decided by just like split decision making. If I wish I had more experience traveling, I might have been able to do better. But I think I performed well enough to feel good about myself finally. So I have to come clean by so like let me get back to let me do everything in order. Let me do everything in order. The tournament was the next day. Okay, so I want to do everything in order because y'all need to hear it, because y'all weren't with me the whole time, so y'all don't even know about half the shit I got into. Because y'all were like, well, where's Paintball? He's trying to eat with us, and I wasn't around. I was getting in my own shenanigans. But so we did our pools, and at that point I'm just like, well, what the fuck do we do now? Because this place is packed and everyone is doing their own thing, and we don't have matches till tomorrow because it was 4 people out. So I won my 2 matches like clean, and that was a wrap. Like that was it for me for the whole day. And the plan was for me to get some good ass New York pizza, right? But I didn't want to wait because everyone else is still preoccupied with the tournament. So I was like, man, I'm fucking starving. I ain't ate shit. The only thing I had that bistro sandwich this morning. That shit was not that big. It was super good, but it was not that big. And then the night before, I had trash McDonald's. I'm like, I'm eating good tonight. Like, for sure. We're going to eat good tonight. And I left this part of the story, but I've had a friend that I've known for like, I guess it's 10 years now. So I've had a friend I've known for 10 years who lives in the Bronx. And I played Super Street Fighter 4 with him all the way through the entire lifespan of Street Fighter 4. But I lost contact with him when we made the jump from Xbox to PlayStation. Because in my life, it was kind of hectic. Because during that time, I had a lot of people moving in and out of my house. And I already abandoned my Xbox. I never went back to like recoup my friends. I felt terrible when I finally got the chance to do it. I couldn't find them because they had moved on already to other stuff. And that was depressing. I was pretty upset when I went to go back and do that again. But 4 months ago, I think, maybe 3 months ago, I found them. I found them somehow. I used Twitter to find one, and I found the rest of them because he knew where the rest of them were. So I reconnected with my old buddies, but one of them moved out of New York, so there was only one left living in New York. So he was the guy I wanted to meet the most because he was there. So I finally met him. I gave him a big old hug. I didn't want to let go of him. I didn't want to let go of Gunshot. By the way, that's his tag. I didn't want to let go of Gunshot. I hugged that dude. I did not want to let go because I was like, finally, Gunshot. Finally, 10 years, man, in the making. And it was just as great as I could have ever wanted. Gunshot is such a cool fucking guy. Like, I'm super lucky to meet that guy. And he, coincidentally, when I taught him how to play a little bit and how to improve himself in Street Fighter 4. I'm not even that great at Street Fighter 4, but, you know, I still could, like, rationalize, like, how to improve back then. So, like, I would help him and, like, Troy get better. But he came. He was there for, like, both the days. He was there the entire weekend. And he played Sam Show with everyone he could. And he really wants to learn Samurai Showdown, like, really hardcore. He wants to get really good at it. And he was complaining about, like, you know, he's not really getting, like, the full, like, package of it online because he's just beating everybody's ass. And he's not even that good at it. I'm like, I understand, trust me, because people online, the online is trash, and then people just do shit. So we'll play. And I 15-pieced him real quick just so he knew what it was. So he knew what Sam Show was for realsies. And he's like, wow. All right, time to steal everything Terrence does. But he's super motivated, so I'm pretty happy that he's definitely gonna be playing Samurai Showdown with the New York guys. He didn't even know there was an SNK scene, so he's pretty excited about joining the SNK scene in New York. But this is all preface for what happens next. So me and Gunshot were like, I was like, Gunshot, let's go. Let's just get some food. And fucking Gunshot, I was like, where do we go, man? I'm like, and Gunshot's like, look, I'm from the Bronx. I'm not from Brooklyn. I'm like, come on, man. It's all New York, right? And he's like, no. he says, let's just walk and we'll find someplace. Then we walked like, I think like 16 blocks almost. And we didn't find no fucking pizza place. And ended up, I was like, fuck it, man. Let's just fucking Google Maps it. Fuck this walking shit. So we've Google Maps it, and there's like a pizza place 1 block upwards. So we start walking up, and we turn the corner, and we walk through this really nice like buildings. Like it was really weird. It was like everything was like fucked up, and then we went through these like this one section of buildings that was like super nice. And there was this really hefty dude in front of like one of the homes. They were like houses or townhomes or whatever. I don't know what the fuck they call them down there. There was a house. They were all homes. And there was this really hefty dude in like one of those weird like hats, the ones that fold over and then like come back in. I don't know exactly what those hats are called. And he was standing in front in the dark, and he was like, his hands were like on his side. And I just walked by, and I thought maybe he just went out to get some fresh air. So we kept it moving. I didn't say shit about it. We turned the corner, and I got a real taste of like how New Yorkers act on the road. Man, oh man, this guy honked at the red light for like 15 seconds. He laid on that horn. That shit turned red, and he just hit the horn and he just held that motherfucker down. And I was like, why is he honking at the light? And it wasn't the first time too, because like we went down the road a little more, and some guy like was honking at a pedestrian just because he was like walking by. He wasn't even like in the road in his way. He just honked at him. And he just laid on the horn. I was like, dude, these guys are fucking nuts. These drivers are crazy. They're like just ready to use the horn. But luckily we got to this place called Luigi's Pizza in like Little Mexico. I call it Little Mexico because like wherever I walked to down that direction, it was like almost completely occupied by Mexican stores. Like Mexicans. And so went to Luigi's Pizza and I ordered my shit. Ended up eating it. Dude, I ordered I ordered 2 slices of pizza. I ordered a fucking like one of those slider pizzas that like it's like 2 buns with like garlic, and then it has like the pepperoni and the fucking cheese. That shit was good as fuck. And then I had the I also got a stromboli. That shit was good as fuck too. Dude, I ate like a king. I got 4 garlic knots too. I ate like a goddamn king. I ate good. And that shit was super good. And while me and Gunshot were there talking and chilling, some old like some old Asian lady comes in, and she starts talking really fast and walking in random directions. And the fucking like the fucking like owner sprung into action so quick, and it was like he was saying all kinds of shit in Spanish. She was like, and it ended up they kicking her out real quick. It's like, get her out of here! I told her she can't come in here. I guess she was like one of the homeless ladies that just like try to occupy the places whenever they can. But it was so unexpected. Like I looked at Gunshot. Gunshot like, well, like wow, that was kind of like weird. So we walked outside, and we went back the way we came. Right, it was a long ass walk too because we walked so fucking far. But dude, I'm not lying. We were in there for like an hour and a half. We came back the same way, and that hefty dude with the hat in front of his house with his arms folded, dude, that dude was still outside right there. And at that point, I'm like, there's something going on in that fucking home. And he's like not allowing people in or some shit unless they know the code or some shit. That shit was crazy. I kept it walking though, because I didn't want to get involved. I didn't want to get like, you know, pulled into the building and get my organs harvested for being too curious. And so we walked all the way back, and that shit was a good night. We chilled, ate the pizza, I fell asleep. This time though, Diddy was in the room. So we talked to Diddy for a while. And luckily, what's up, Cape Crusader? Luckily, Diddy, he actually knows Spanish. Like, he speaks Portuguese, but he knows Spanish as well. I don't think his Spanish is super ridiculous. It's probably the same level of Spanish as mine, or maybe a little bit better. But it made it so I can actually, like, you know, communicate with Diddy Mokov. So that was cool. So I got to talk to Diddy a little bit. and we talked about like the fucking tears and shit. And he says that Shizumoto's bullshit. He says it's way too strong. He thinks Nakaruru's strong. It was pretty cool. It was cool to see like our opinions lining up. But we all went to sleep, and it's funny because like we took a picture of me, Goro, Guzman, and Diddy. So the next day, oh, he speaks perfect Spanish? That's amazing. I didn't know. I'm like not adept, so I can't tell. So he knows 2 languages. Very useful stuff. I'm glad I know a little bit of Spanish because it allowed me to have conversation with him. But yeah, so me and fucking Goro shared a bed. And I had to play him the next day. And then which is fucked up, by the way, because that was not how that was panned out. Like, it was supposed to be me versus Jacko, but someone moved how the pools were decided on going out, like getting out of pools. Because before it was not like that. So I wasn't even practicing for Jacko. I was practicing for Goro. I wasn't practicing for Goro. I was practicing for Jacko. Then the next day, so like Diddy was with Guzman and I was with fucking Goro, and we're all playing each other the next day. And either way, we wake up, we go find this place called like Sunset Bagels, because we went to next level and they were still closed, and we were hungry. And if it was your fault, Marco, you motherfucker, man, you fucked everything. But oh, it was Monta. Why did he do that? He fucked everything up, man. Well, you know, it's funny because like it ended up happening anyway, right? Because Goro ended up playing Aru, and I ended up playing Jacko anyway in losers. So it all happened the same way anyway. But we went to Sunset Bagels. Apparently that place is open 24/7, and Guzman's like, yo, if that place is open 24/7, it's gonna be trash because places that are open 24/7 are never that good. Dude, that shit was so fucking good. Them bagels were good. I ordered me a cream cheese bagel and I ordered me a breakfast bagel. Damn, them fucking bagels were good. That shit hit the spot. And when we got in there, like the entire DMV crew was in there too at the same time. If I remember correctly, they were all there. And they were on the table across from us. And we fucking that was our spot. That place is so good, man. That place is amazing. The shit was just good, and they were pretty quick about it. I had no complaints, man. Everything was really good. Well, we ate there and we talked about like our matchups and shit and who we had to play and all that. And it was cool seeing the DMV guys there. You know, we didn't communicate with them because obviously they're all talking to each other because they're planning for the matches later. And it was good. It was good. This day though, I will say this, that the next day of top 16, the matches were not as quite as emotional as the other day's matches. There was a lot of upsets the other day, and there was a lot of people with a lot of shit on the line, man. They were popping off left and right. Fucking J-Dash is a maniac. That dude fucking downed like half a fucking Modelo and then like just screamed at the top of his lungs. And then Sugar Bear, that boy like let out a war cry. He survived. I felt bad for Initial Drive, man. He had to play Sugar Bear. What kind of shit is that? That was rough. But I told Bato, man. Bato's like, this is messed up. Why does DMV gotta play each other? I told him, I was like, look, y'all would not have to play each other if y'all didn't lose. I was like, y'all lost. And when y'all lose, when you are separated in bracket away from your people, so when the bracket is set up, they separate y'all away from each other because they don't want people from other places like fighting each other. But the problem is that if y'all all lose like the first or second round, then you're all both guaranteed to play next. And so that's the double-sided of it, is that if y'all like just happen to lose like coincidentally, you're fucked. You're fucked. And you have to play each other. It sucks. But that was like the result of some upsets happening, and then y'all having to fight each other and having another upset happening. I don't even remember who beat Initial Drive. I'm surprised Initial Drive lost. He was a pretty solid player. And then Sugar Bear lost too. I was surprised at that shit too. And then I had to play Descent. And that was just unfortunate for him. He was fucked. Like, I played versus Yoshamru, so I hate that matchup, but I face Yoshamru every week. Every week. So, you know, it is what it is. He had to play Andy. That's also unfortunate. Damn. The bracket is cruel. The bracket is cruel. But yeah, so the next day wasn't so crazy, right? Because by then, all the more like less involved matches were happening. At that point, you had DMV behind their boys cheering on versus whoever they were up against, right? No, there was no more cataclysms and clashes of the same people because half had been taken out. And same for New York. New York half had been axed at that point. So at that point, all that was left was like DMV versus New York, me versus whoever's in my way, West Coast versus whoever's in their way. So at that point, it was less like player to player being super passionate and more like the crew and that guy being passionate. So it made for a lot of cool matches. It's just there wasn't like an explosion of like, yeah, like there was the other day. But that shit was, a lot of those matches are good. I think, I'll be honest with you, man, I think Ghost beating Guzman was the most unsuspected result. And I just don't know why. That boy was feeling himself so hard. I don't know what was in Ghost's head, but he was like in there. I don't know what the fuck was going on. And I can't even feel like, I can't tell Guzman, like, Guzman? I don't know how to say Guzman. I'll just say Guzman. I can't tell Guzman, like, anything. Because it's like, you know, if Ghost really just guesses right and reads everything correctly, you really can't stop that motherfucker. And that's what it looked like. It looked like Ghost literally just guessed right every time. Like, it really fast. I'm talking about like heads. Okay, it's gonna be tails. It's tails. Heads. All right, heads. All right, tails. And poor Guzman was like, what the fuck do I do? And to me, I think Yoshamru does pretty good versus Ukyo. Because he can exist outside of Tsubame Gaishi. And he hurts so bad when you clip him. But he just couldn't close it out, man. And then that last, like, the last 3 seconds of that last round, dude, he fucking Tsubame ran up and Tsubame again. He did it twice. And he had, like, no health. He had no health. Why the fuck would you do that? And he fucking won. I know that hurt Guzman more than anything. That had to have killed him. Because he lost a Diddy. And then I guess in his head, he's like, well, I lost a Diddy, but I half expected that. So I'm going to climb back up now. And then he ran into fucking Ghost. And Ghost cut that shit down. And then Jacko beat Ghost's ass. That's so weird. It was so weird. Like, you know, Jacko plays Ghost all the time. So, you know, maybe Ghost just knows Jacko just knows how to handle some shit like that. But watching the brackets, there was a lot of savage matchups in there, man. That shit was crazy. I watched Ghost versus, I watched Aru versus Goro. That shit was nuts. That was like, that was a character. That was two people trying to claim a character. Then I watched who was also crazy. Goro versus the Shizumaru was also crazy. TSF, that was pretty good. That was pretty crazy. Sugar Bear's match was also good, but like, it's just unfortunate his character is just so like underpowered. I feel like if Sugar Bear just got more bang for his buck on his good reads, then it could have went his way. Bato's match. I hate watching Bato play, man. That motherfucker gimmicky as hell. he out gimmicked the Hanzo, like Dave. He out gimmicked Dave, and I guess it's Dave's fault at that point. Because Bato will do shit like neutral jump, parry, neutral jump, DP. Neutral jump, heavy, neutral jump, DP. Neutral jump, run, throw. And I'm like, this guy's literally just doing that shit to like line up the timing. I hate watching it. I hate it. You hate to see it. But if it works for him, it works for him. Yeah, man, them DPs were hitting. It's funny, because like, when I played him online, that one time, I could never swing fast enough to preemptively hit him out of the air. But when I played him offline, that shit was a wrap. Like, you ain't gonna hit me with some dumb shit like that. Because I'll just wait, and I'll kill you. Or if you want to run, throw, I'll dodge. Because I'm looking for all three of those. But, Shiki's so strong. Shiki's a strong character. Very strong for whiff punishment. Very good SSM. If they just focus more on whiff punishing and then like run and then approaching safely, then the character would be a nightmare for almost anybody. But anyway, that shit was gross. And then my matches, man, I was tilted. I was like, I gotta play Goro again. And then I beat Goro. But I beat Goro on a missed input. So I didn't feel too good. He meant to burst and he got dodged. And I was like, fuck. I killed him. I won. But I wanted to win fair and square. Little did I know I was gonna play his ass again. I had to play him 3 times in the same weekend. And I beat him that time. For sure. That was me. There was no accident. It was just him. He made a decision that killed him. My match versus Andy. The commentators, I think it was Will. I don't know if it was Will. Someone said I can't SSM the DP. I can't SSM punish shit. I can SSM punish the DP that he missed a DP. He missed a DP. And I could SSM punish that. But where he missed it, man? Oh, man. I'm in the corner. So, like, in order to fucking punish that shit, I have to backdash. And then do it. But there was no space behind me. I didn't even want to go for it. So I did neutral jump heavy and the crouch heavy. But had it not been in the corner, I would have won that shit free. I was so upset, man. That's just such a big fucking weakness. Tam Tam. Such a big shitty weakness. That's just frustrating. That's just really frustrating. A lot of scenarios where people would instantly win are just not allowed. Like dodge or like parry or like punishment. Just rough. It's not easy. Yeah, man, all you can do is just get better. This game is really good about rewarding you for your time. So let's keep putting the time in. Make sure you don't drop your shit. You'll be good. Me, I dropped a lot of things versus Andy. And I have to be honest, I know when I got up and I told y'all, like, I held onto my burst and shit because I wanted to. That's not true. I did it. I held onto my burst because I fucking didn't realize I was focusing so hard. I didn't realize it was a fucking second round. I was tilted as fuck when I lost because I was like, fuck, that was the second round? I didn't want to look like an idiot. I didn't know it was the second fucking round. I was so focused, man. I didn't realize. I was so mad. I was so mad. I could have did much better. I think I will say, even though I didn't beat Andy, I'm very happy with how well I played, because I don't think Andy can leave or Goro can leave that tournament and be like, Painbot was not that good. I think that was all I wanted. I also wanted to find someone to like give me that match I really wanted, right? So Andy finally put a stop to me outside of the people I normally play. So now I'm motivated. But yeah, it's not normal. I don't normally make mistakes like that. But the thing is that like this was my first ever like out of like comfort tournament, right? I met everyone that weekend for the first time. So like the tension, the fucking like pressure was insane. Like I wanted to win so bad, and I think it fucked me because I ended up like hyper focusing, and it fucking killed me. I really wanted to win. I thought for sure I was gonna win. I dropped like 4 winning moments. 4. Man, that shit sucked. But it was so good. You know, it's part of the game. If I was better, I wouldn't have dropped those 4 game winning moments and I would have won. So, you know, it's a part of being better. You become stronger. You stop letting things like the pressure get to you. You make less mistakes. It's really important to get out and put yourself in those scenarios so that way you're hardened, right? You're immune. But you know, it is what it is, man. You just gotta improve yourself. It sucks. It sucks to want to believe that I would have won that match and then play Diddy and possibly beat Diddy. But at the same time, Andy has put the work in to travel and compete all over the place. I have not. That is like the difference between me and him can be something as simple as that. And I have to respect that Andy has put the work in to not fuck up like that. You know what I'm saying? I think beating Goro 3 times, man, that's a bittersweet thing. Because that guy I love that guy. It's so funny. I fell in love with my hitman. He's a really cool guy. He was probably the best buddy I could have had the entire time to hang out with. Like, as a partner. But yeah, that day was savage as fuck. I thought of Diddy, and I asked him why he I asked Diddy why he picked Charlotte. He says there's some matchups he hates playing as Shizumaru, and he's just trying to get his Charlotte up to speed so he can handle those matches when he feels like it. And that's why he picked Charlotte. So you got the inside scoop from me. That matchup kind of played out how I anticipated. I just don't know if Andy has an answer for fucking Shizu. Tantan might be able to handle Shizu better, actually. But yeah. Oh, so here's let me tell you about what happened after the tournament. So luckily, we found out the day before that the rooms our hotel was only till Monday. I mean, not till Monday, till Sunday. And me, Diddy, and fucking Agoro were all leaving Monday, right? So we didn't have no place to stay for Sunday, for Monday. And it's not anyone's fault. We were already like, this was already a gift from the most generous person ever. But we had to fucking find something to do. And luckily, the DMV guys are apparently the coolest guys in the fucking world. And they donated a room to us. And it really helped. It came so clutch. We were fucking able to rest, man. Diddy was out. I fucking got 3 hours to sleep because I had to get up early to go take my plane again. Because I thought I had to take the subsystem. I found out the subsystem shit wasn't gonna work, so I ended up just paying an Uber, right? That was expensive as fuck. But the subsystem idea, I was gonna run the sub to the planes, the plane to the airport, but that shit was not gonna work, man. I had some old Italian guy explain to me 100 times like this shit was not gonna work because like how tight the margin for error is. So I just bit the bullet and took the fucking Uber. But so before that, I have to tell you the story about me. So the DMV guys came in super clutch. We got a hotel, and the amount of money that they gave us for the hotel was exactly the amount for the hotel. So we were able to afford the hotel thanks to them. It was amazing. But man, so here's the shit y'all don't know. Oh, thanks for the follow, Christopher. So here's the fucking thing y'all don't know. So when we went back to get the room, there was some really pissed off guy in there, and he was like really angry, and he was like talking to the hotel owner, and the hotel owner was like trying to tell him, look, man, you have to pay a certain amount of money, or else, like, you know, you can't fucking stay here unless you have a deposit of X amount of money. And he was giving all kinds of sob stories and shit, and he was pissed, and he's like, I can't believe it, man. These fucking gamers did this and this and this. You don't have a room I can take on a discount because I gotta hear all this fucking noise. And I'm like, dude, this guy's what the fuck is this dude's problem? And this guy, so we finally the apartment, not the apartment, the hotel guy like waves us over to like, you know, get our shit right. And okay, so he asked us like, what do you get? We asked him, what room do y'all have? And he's like, we have one king room available you can use. And I was like, is there a chair there? Because we're gonna force one of them to sleep on the chair because there's not gonna be enough room for us on the bed. And he's like, yeah, we got chairs. And I started laughing. I'm like, good. And I was like, good. I know who we're gonna put on that fucking chair. And as soon as I laughed, dude, that guy looked at me. He's like, what the fuck is so funny about a chair? And dude, at that moment, it was all downhill, man. I pissed Goro off because I fucking enabled him, but the guy was like, what the fuck is so funny about a chair? You're laughing about a chair. What the hell's so funny about the chair? And I was like, it's funny because we're gonna force someone to sleep on it. That's the joke. We're not gonna really make them sleep on it, but the joke is that we're gonna force them to sleep on it. And then he goes, hey, this ain't no fucking he's like, this is why I hate you fucking out of town guys. Y'all ain't got no fucking respect. Y'all don't respect nobody. You want to laugh at this guy that works here. You think he wants to laugh with y'all? Dude, he laughed when we joked about the chair. So he literally was just making a point that never existed. He's like, why y'all laughing about this? Da 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 da. And the dude's like looking me dead in the eyes, and he's walking back and forth like he wants to fucking fight. And I was just like, I just put my eyes up to the fucking up left quadrant. And I ignored him. I didn't engage them. Well, at first, I did engage him. This is what I think I pissed him off even more. He said, y'all don't have respect. Y'all should do this and that and this and that, right? And I was like, you're right, sir. I'm sorry. I don't have enough respect for y'all. I'm really sorry. I promise I'll do better. And I'm really sorry if I inconvenience you and the hotel staff. Very sorry. And that made him pissed. Man, he got pissed when I said I was sorry. He was really mad when I told him I agreed with him. When I agreed with him, he got really mad. And then he I just was was like, when he started saying all kinds of crazy shit, I just checked out in my brain. I checked out. And he was fucking pissed. And eventually the guy that was the hotel manager like told him to go outside and get a smoke. And this dude kept walking in and out. Because he would walk out for 10 seconds and come back in. And I think he was trying to catch us talking shit about him. Right? So I'm not stupid, right? So like I know what he's trying to get us to do. He's trying to like instigate this even further. So we fucking in and out, 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 in and out. And this fucking jackass, eventually we got our room. So we went into the, I think he just couldn't afford his shit and he was upset. And eventually the guy, he was still down there, right? So we went into the fucking room. We went to the elevator. We went up the elevator, and then Goro was like, "Here's the tech." He put like the number 7 in. We went to the top floor, and then he fucking like scraped all the floors on the buttons, and he's like, "Look, now he has no idea where the fuck we're at. So if he wants to make a fuss, now he has no idea where we're at." I'm like, "All right, that's pretty smart." So we went in that room. And I forgot that Diddy is not with us. That motherfucker ran off, and we have no idea where the fuck he was. And I'm like, damn, we gotta find fucking Diddy, and this jackass is still downstairs pacing around like he gonna do some shit. And luckily, some of the New York guys came through, and then also Andy and Angela were downstairs. And so we all walked out as a group. Obviously, we're like 7 dudes at that point. He ain't gonna do shit. And Andy's like, y'all wanna get some food? And then he asked, and then as soon as we walked out, he's like, what the fuck was that guy's problem? Because I guess he walked in and he saw the dude acting crazy, right? And we told him the whole spiel. But we ended up going to Artichoke after that. Andy clutched it out and got us out there. We ate Artichoke, that shit was amazing. We all told our fucking stories that night. We held it out, it was cool. That was good pizza. Then. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, Genosuke. I did my best. I did my best. I think everyone can saw I did well. So I'm happy. I appreciate the support. But oh, so here's another fucking part of the story y'all don't know about. So we so you remember when, okay, so most of you DMV guys are in here. Remember when we got done eating and then everyone was like, all right, break, see you guys next year, right? We all like spread out and that was it. That was the last time we got to see each other, man. So like I didn't know how we were gonna get home. We were gonna get back to the hotel because Andy got us to the fucking pizza place, and Goro was like, come on, let's go, because Goro didn't want to ask Andy for another favor, and I didn't want to bother Andy for another favor either. The Goro was like, okay, well, we'll just figure out how to get home from here. And that shit was far. I think it was like 20 blocks or something, 15 blocks. It was like 20 blocks or more. It might have been like 60, 40, like 40 blocks. I don't know how far. That shit was far. It was far. It was not a reasonable walk. And ¿qué pasó, Christopher? But so he's like, all right, we're gonna take the sub. I'm like, dude, do you even know what sub to take? He's like, we're gonna find out. And he pulled out his phone. Dude, that shit had 3% battery. 3. And I'm like, dude, I don't have my fucking phone on me, man. I'm fucked. We're fucked, dude. How are we gonna get back? He's like, we're gonna figure it out, don't worry. So we fucking go, and we go all the way. Thanks for the follow, Cosmic Kaiser. Dude, we go to the sub, and we can't tell which one is the right one, and we had to buy Metro cards and shit. and there's no signal in the fucking subway. So like, he has no fucking battery. I have no phone because I had no battery and I left it at the fucking hotel to charge. And we're just like, damn. Well, we gotta just YOLO this shit and hopefully we go the right way. And we went on that fucking sub, dude. We went down one stop, and then my fucking buddy from the Bronx, my friend's 10 years running, comes through them fucking doors. And he's like, what are y'all doing in here? He's like, I thought I left y'all at the Artichoke. And I'm like, thank God you're here, man. Can you get us back to the hotel? He's like, yeah, you're going the right way. Don't worry. And I'll take y'all there. I was like, yes, Gunshot. You're fucking amazing, man. I was like, you have no idea how clutch you are, Gunshot. He ain't got no fucking phone. I ain't got no fucking phone. We're just guessing. And Gunshot took us all the way back. That was amazing, dude. The clutch shot. That shit was so good. Gunshot came through like a fucking guide. He's like that NPC that gets you further in the story. Like, he's so necessary. We got back to the hotel, and luckily that shit was empty. And there was no crazy dude pacing around. Went upstairs. Diddy was fucking sitting in bed looking comfy. Goro took the chair. He was gonna sleep. I had to wake up in 3 hours and take the sub, because I didn't know I was gonna Uber anyway. But you know, I woke up 3:30. We watched our videos from the night before. We hung out for one last time. I said goodbye to Diddy and fucking Goro. And I walk out. I walk out in fucking New York City. I walk out in Brooklyn at 4 a.m. and try to figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to go. And I finally find the subway. And the subway, I finally find the fucking thing. I go inside. I try to navigate the fucking trains according to the Google Maps. And I'm like, this shit ain't adding up, man. This looks like it's gonna be fucked up. And I asked two older dudes individually to explain me how to do this shit. And the second one's like, hey man, don't do it. He's like, this is too hard. You're not familiar. Just take an Uber. Because if you try this, you only have like 10 seconds to transfer the subs. And if you fuck up, that's 20 minutes every time you fuck up. So do it. And I was like, okay. So I went and just paid the fucking $60 for the Uber. And I got there. That guy, I could not pronounce his fucking name, but he was awesome. He drove me straight to the fucking train station. He drove me straight to the fucking airport. Really polite. And I got inside, and I was like 2 hours early. I was like 2 hours early, because obviously, like, I expected to take I expected to fucking take the what's it called, the subway. So I thought it was gonna take me like an hour. But anyway, I got there early. I got checked in. TSA fucking was like, what the fuck is that shit? He looked at my fucking stick. He's like, what is that? And I'm like, that's for fighting games. He's like, it looks cool. I'm like, it is cool. And so I got through fucking TSA. And because I had to carry the fucking stick in my hand the whole way. Because before it was in my bag, but this time it was in my hand, because I had bought the Taiko no Tatsujin for the PlayStation. So went to TSA, and then I had to hang around for like 2 hours. So I rewatched Top 8 in the atrium, and I went, and they had dude, believe it or not, they had a artichoke pizza there, and it was open. So I actually ended up getting artichoke pizza one last time before I left New York. And I got me a breakfast stromboli, and Taiko no Tatsujin. I bought like an unopened PlayStation 2 copy of Taiko no Tatsujin with the drum included, with like a whole bunch of songs that I surprised exists on that thing. So I wanted to get that because I never seen it for that cheap before. I bought it while I was in New York. But yeah, they had artichoke pizza there, so I got the fucking artichoke pizza. And the fucking the breakfast stromboli was good. And man, they fucking put the cheese slice into a bag vertically, and the fucking dude, the cheese had obviously the pizza was hot, right? The cheese, half of the pizza was missing cheese, so I had to get him to put me another one. This time I put it in a fucking bag, and I ate that shit. I watched Top 8 over again. I had to watch myself fuck up, but you gotta do it. Then I got on the plane, head back to Atlanta. Oh, the taiko with the game included was $50 altogether. Like altogether. Taiko drum and the game, $50. For the PS2 version. But so this is how I end the story. So I go to Atlanta and I did my best to sleep on the plane on the way back, but it was hard. And JetBlue is like a tier below Delta for sure. Delta's much nicer, but Delta was more expensive, so it is what it is. I can only expect that much. I get to Atlanta, and my brother had not realized how late he was, and so I had to stay for another hour. So I was like, fuck it, let me get back into Atlanta mode. So I bought me some Popeye's chicken. I got me some Popeye's chicken just to switch back into Southern mode. And I fucking get the Popeye's chicken, and while I'm getting a Popeye's chicken... Oh, so here's the crazy part. I went outside during where he was supposed to pick me up, and since he wasn't there on time, he told me to go back inside the atrium to eat. Dude, this is funny. So I went back into the atrium to get the Popeye's chicken. And while another funny part, since I bought Taiko no Tatsujin, I had to carry my stick in my hand. Now, I went to get the Popeyes, and while I was at Popeyes, a kid comes up. He gets like 20. He looks like he's like 20 something, 21, and he goes, "Hey, that's a fight stick, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Is that for Tekken?" Because mine has Heihachi's. It has the Mishima logo on it, and I'm like, yeah, this is the stick I made for when I played the Heihachi Mishima in Tekken. You're like, dude, I love Tekken, man. I've been trying to like find a way to compete. And I'm like, do you know that like this is like the homeland of the United States for Tekken? And he's like, no. I'm like, do you watch tournaments and shit? He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, this is where you want to be, man. And he's like, I have no idea how to find any of this stuff. And I'm like, oh, so you have no idea how to find any events at all? He's like, no. I was like, I've been wanting to compete for a long time. I was like, okay, here. Are you getting Popeyes? He's like, yeah. So he's like, okay. I sat him down. And I sat his ass down, and we ate Popeyes, and we talked about the Tekken. And he's a Yoshi's player. He loves playing Yoshi. He got inspired by iMusician when he saw his run. So he's been playing Yoshimitsu since then. So I talked to the fucking guy. He's like, I have no idea how to find none of this shit. And I was like, look, man, fucking Kari. I told him, okay, so here's what you gotta do. Do you have Twitter? He's like, no. I'm like, okay. You have to have Twitter. You have to have Twitter. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it, Jeff. I know you were rooting against me, though. I know you had your boys back, Andy. But, the kid was like, I mean, come on. Look, you should support the up-and-comer. Andy is an established high-tier player. Painbot was the unknown. You gotta back up the underdog. But yeah. So I forced this kid to get Twitter, right? Oh, and thanks for the follow, Absence. Appreciate it. I forced the kid to get Twitter. Oh, thanks for the follow, Jeff. Appreciate it, man. I forced the kid to get Twitter. And I'm like, okay, you gotta follow 404, you gotta follow Gwinnett Brawl, you gotta follow Fight Club, you gotta follow XXNX and XNX. And I'm like, you should be set with this, because with this, you'll be alerted to when the events happen. He's like, is there no other better way? I'm like, I'm sorry, man, but this is the way the shit is right now. It's rough. It is what it is. I'm like, we don't have no unified system to like alert people for events. And I was like, we have Facebook too. He's like, you have Facebook? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, go follow the Facebook too, and see what you can do. And no, I didn't lose weight. I'm fat, man. I'm actually really fat now. It just went all. It came out of my face and into my stomach. But so the kid. I tell the kid, I was like, look. The kid's like, is there really no other way? And I was like, dude, it's just how it is, man. There's no unified selection, a way to like keep track of shit in the FGC right now. And I know you're enthusiastic, so you just got to do it from there. And so I leave it to him, and like an hour later, he goes, maybe I'm not looking right, but I'll see events. And I realized that of course he can't see events, because these fucking guys don't pin their events all the time when they announce it, or they don't announce it ahead of time, or they don't have a Smash GG. And so I had to go back and explain to him how Smash GG works, how to check for pinned tweets, how to search past tweets. Man, I felt bad. He really highlighted the issue within the fighting community and making sure people are aware of events. So it was very crazy. Like it was like real time everything Coach was talking about. And so I guided him. But it's funny because like the reason why this story is so magical is because if I had not bought Taiko no Tatsujin if I had left on time, I would have never crossed paths with this guy, and he may have never even known there was an FGC here in Atlanta, like active. It's fucking crazy. It's all by chance. And at that point, it made me wonder, like, what can we do to let people know, man? Because I was like, I asked the guy, I was like, have you never seen anyone with a fight stick? Alright, man, it's nice having you here, man. Catch you later, Bullet. Or catch you later, Will. But yeah, so I ended up telling him all that shit. But there's the issue is that, like, I asked him, like, have you never seen fighting game players before? Because I'm like, we travel, right? And he's like, no, not really, man. I'm like, damn. He only by coincidence saw me with my stick because I didn't have it in my bag. So the amount of chance involved in this kid finding the FGC is so low. It's fucked up. Like, we need a better system, or we need better advertisement, because there's plenty of people out there probably wanting to play. This kid literally knew all the people he liked from Korea. Like, he knew what Korean backdashing was. He looked up all the Korean players. He did all the parts it takes to get interested in competing. But there's no way, he had no idea how to find any event or where to even start. But that was crazy. That really was like surreal. I sat him down and we talked about the FGC for a while. I gave him like a history lesson and stuff, and I talked about Atlanta FGC, and he talked for a good while. And he asked me, he's like, are you like, do people know you? I'm like, yeah, they know me, for better or for worse. If you ask anyone who Paintbot is, they probably fucking know. And whether they think I'm good or not, it's up in the air. I told him, I was like, you know Punk Chop? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I beat his ass on his own stream. He's like, whoa. Oh man, that shit was funny. Oh man, I was hamming it up like crazy. But no, I don't run. Me and Bates do not run +2. Bates is a part of Data though. He does help with +2. Me and Bates are roommates, but Bates is behind +2 on block. But he runs with the Data crew, and the Data crew is like a whole bunch of people. And they just announced their little their tour they're doing around the South, so I'm gonna be involved in that shit too. Yeah, I beat Poach up and I retired. Hold that shit forever, forever. But then I came home, and then I fell asleep for 5 hours, and here I am. So that's the entire New York City Lunar Bout trip. And the only thing I have left to do now is to go online and buy a shirt or a poster. But yep, that's everything. Y'all have any questions or anything? I don't know if I missed anything, but I think I gave y'all a pretty like complete explanation of the entire trip, you know. As far as I can think of. I know Rob Brown's shirt. I appreciate it, Coach. You know, if it wasn't for you guys, you know, obviously I would not be as good as I am. It's because of y'all. It wasn't like I was up there alone. I really wish I had y'all. I probably would have done better. Just having y'all behind me would have been much better. Andy's trying to pick Ukyo, but Ukyo doesn't even fucking... See you later, Yunosuke. But yeah, Andy's, like, pick for Ukyo, I told him, I think I told him already that, like, if he's picking Ukyo to handle, like, Shizu, it's pointless. Because the Tsubame Gaichi don't even reach high enough to catch Shizumaru's jump arc when he presses JC. So it doesn't help him at all. And so, like, he still has the problem of this motherfucker jumping in all over him. But, I mean, there are characters that can handle Shizu correctly. It's just a matter of Andy wants to pick those characters. I don't know if there's any character that beats Shizu outright, but there are characters that go 5-5. It's up to him if he wants to play those characters, though. They may not be characters he likes. But, yep. That's the whole story. Now, whether I'm going to play Ukyo instead of Tam, I don't know yet. Because maybe there's more to Tam that I can do still. And I'm just not, I haven't tapped completely. But if I did switch to Ukyo, dude, I would be fucking motherfuckers up with that character. Because that character is literally Tam, but like,